Hi friends, how are you? So the funny thing about, maybe I should invest in like one of those vanity round lights because having the two different lamps, which is really cool, can also be a bit of a pain in the butt when you have the overpowering natural light on one side and you have to deal with no light on this side, and now you have a big freaking lamp in your face. So I might succumb someday and get one of those vanity lights and figure out how to have it set up just because it would make things easier maybe for me and more consistent lighting instead of screwing around with two different LED lamps. Which, by the way, again, if you do need to do some cheap, strong, long-lasting lights, LEDs are definitely the way to go. You can get them cold, you can get them warm. I bought these actually from Home Depot, I think. So they are, for the most part, pretty cheap. So I do recommend, if you're trying to save money for electricity or whatever, get some LEDs. They are amazing, and again, you can order them with filters and other stuff. I don't know what brand mine are. It says Intertect, so maybe that's the brand. I got them from, Home Depot. Anyway, we're about to dive into episode 8 of Eurocamp. I have my Eurocamp camping mug, which my brother got me for Christmas, which I really appreciate. We are about to dive into episode 8 of Eurocamp. It's going to be a very good time. This one is titled Camping Alone. Nadeshiko is finally camping alone. We had some really fun Sakura Rin moments last episode, which it just feels like there's more to come just because of just like, it's like a taste of it. So I'm hoping for some reason we'll get more interactions between them. And then next episode, or if not the next episode, then one of the other future episodes. I am very excited for Nadeshiko to be finally on her own, camping on her own, and as I've said before, this season really has been filling in the time between the Christmas camping and that spring moment where Nadeshiko and Rin happened to run into each other at the end of last season. And of course, this is the comfiest of comfs, the softest of softs kind of shows. It's a little fun, and it's sweet, it's enjoyable, and it's a good time. And I would have to say, if you ever want to introduce somebody to more gentle, gently introduce anime to somebody who maybe would, maybe not be interested in something like Demon Slayer or Inuyasha or My Hero Academia, or something that's a bit more popular and a bit more Japanesey, which is not really a phrase, but hopefully you understand what I'm trying to communicate to you. I always would recommend Eurocamp, Laid Back Camp. And of course, if they think it's too boring, I'm like, okay, what's the plot? Where's the plot? Because so many slice of life shows, there's really not a plot. It's more about relationships. So you're like, okay, well then you can go from there. But again, if you want to introduce a show to somebody who maybe might not be into the full blown, I don't know, I guess more shonen anime. Give them slice of life. You can barely go wrong with that. There's really nothing else to say, so without further ado, let's dive in. Oh, wait. Stupid head. So, if you're following along on YouTube, there's no sound, partial image, keeps the copyright monsters mostly at bay. There's a countdown timer. Which will help you if you need to follow along. If not, there's a bit version. Link below, click on that. There's no cost. But if you can't, for reason that you don't have access to that website in your country, there's a follow along if you like. Anyway, without further ado, now let's dive in. I love all of her food songs. It's so cute. Is she singing to the tune of My Country Tizuki there a little bit? Nice. Okay. It is a nice view. Oh no, what a tease. Okay. We've got our solar panels and we've got the little fan there. That's good she passed some people and kind of gave her like, oh good, I'm on the right track. Ooh, that's an adorable campsite. So yeah, if you haven't noticed, I do a lot more singing to the beginning of the intro because it is my sound matchup because I can no longer can see and the same and on the camera I can no longer see the video footage, so I'm just like, where am I? Which makes it which is a bit of a nightmare when you're doing live action recordings because I pause a lot for those. It's a little loud. This is such a bop. It is. I also feel like the camera movements this season have been way more dynamic, way more kind of moving like that a little bit, instead of being a bit more fixed and smooth. The camera moments have always been really great, but it's been yeah, way more dynamic. I'm so shiny right now. Gosh, so cute. My eyes are starting to hurt. I think I gotta put the glasses back on. Camping alone. Honey, don't fall. There you go. You can sit up right camp right there. At least her pack saved her. That's cool. Oh, good. Sometimes camping washrooms are gross. But I thought she had the campfire stand. No, of course you can't, you dummy. You're out into the middle of nowhere. I like how you couldn't hear. He didn't say actually the full phrase. He only said part of it. That is kind of comforting too, as being on a public campsite and seeing like a family or somewhere else nearby. Like, okay, good. I know nothing's gonna happen, but I guess something does. There's people there too. Maybe will help me. I do love those moments where it's clear that I guess in the manga there was probably the fisheye lens action, and they just kind of apply it to the show. That's a much nicer view. The other view was pretty nice too, but it was just the town and a lot of like urban stuff. But that one's like a lot of it's I guess the ocean. It's beautiful, or a lake. No, a lot of it's the lake. It's a lake. Hmm. Oh no, it bent. It'll be okay. Just gonna snap it. Okay, that's good. Took a little while. It looks really nice. Probably, yeah. She reads a lot. Oh yeah, she loves cooking. What is it? What is she, waifu material? Is that it? What is she doing? She's making a lot of noise too. Oh no! What? Why is she joking with us? A little bit. Interesting. Oh, I just read about that. The wabi sabi aesthetic. Oh, I read in a book. I'm so glad I read about that because I would have no idea what that meant, but I do, which is cool. So she purposely stopped. I feel like I'm not saying much. Oh, that's beautiful. She purposely stopped there so she can kind of get that aesthetic and that feel before she moved on to her actual path. Cool. All these little towns are so quiet. You don't really see many people around. I mean, it's winter. A lot of people don't go out as much. Ooh, sorry. But still. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Oh, one major road. Interesting. Nice. Getting that fisheye lens effect in the mirror. That was really cool. I like that. Oh, that's terrifying. Yeah, but her face just reads pure fear, which is me. Yeah, it does. It's going to. That's me. I'm terrified. Whoa. Actually, deer's really nice. I've had deer before. Is there no sun there? This must be really weird for people who like aren't Japanese. It's weird for me too, because you're just like, but it's a teddy bear. Why are you eating a teddy bear? Oh, that's too much. I like how it's yeah, deer meat way easier. So if we're seeing Sakura, nice. If we're seeing Sakura again, it's easy. Then we're probably gonna see her even more in the episode. It's interesting a lot of times, I guess, because these areas are more probably flooded in the summer. It's interesting to see how empty they are in the winter. Oh, Nadeshiko has it? That's really nice. They have switched off their phone or they're out of service. It's very sweet. Uh-oh. We're starting to worry. Is she foreseeing her worrying about her all night? Oh my gosh. She cares a lot. This girl has such a big heart. A big old softy introvert. She's not gonna rest. She knows she's not gonna rest until she gets confirmation that Nadeshiko's okay. She gonna drive all the way to that campsite to see her? Yeah, you are. Well, she's home. Sakura's gonna go check on her too, isn't she? Yep. She has the reserve. Alright, I guess we're gonna go. I love how these two care about her so much. Oh, and he wanted to cook. Papa can hear that. So they're gonna go to the cooking area. Does she goes already there, actually? Ooh, it is. It's a little. It's dark there. Hmm. I love her little lamp. She looks creepy though, doesn't she? Secret blanket society. I know. Ooh. Oh, wet newspaper and aluminum foil? So the potato you should wrap in the wet newspaper. Thinner. Smaller and thinner ones. Nice. Shazam. So the potatoes is the wet newspaper in the foil. She's not using a stove though. Thank goodness. Again, I keep trying to remember. In Japan, doing this means come here. It's not rude. Well, she's telling you to come in. Oh, Babe Bro is gone. He wants some of that food. I think this season they are having a lot more fun with transitions and effects and camera work. It's really cool. Have some restraint. She loves sharing with people. The little going across that way with a little laugh. Mama trailing with her friends. Housewives retreat. Probably, but it also just sounds like not a great mom. I mean, some moms, they do deserve some retreats, but I don't know. Ooh. Oh, it's eggplant. Oh, so wait, the eggplant or the potato is wrapped in... No, the eggplant would be wrapped in just foil. Oh, I'm glad she had a plate to put that on. Oh, now I want to do that. Oh, I want to try that summer. And the potato is in the paper and then foil. Whoa, avocado? Yeah, probably. That's cool. They're I like how the brother is so enamored with Deshiko. Oh. So yep, the sweet potato is with the foil, then the paper. Or maybe you just wet it with the paper and then put in the foil. Ooh, get yourself some vegetables or fruit on sale. It's the best. This is giving me ideas of how to cook. Again. Then don't eat it, you dummy. Haokan Hiroto. Yeah, they haven't gone for a while. You're giving him the carrot? Oh my gosh. Rinsey, she was okay. That's how it is. And that's how where she finds joy. She finds joy in connecting with people and sharing what she's made with them. She is amazing. She about to run to Sakura. Ah, okay. Yeah, so mom's just having a really nice housewife thing, so she probably takes care of the kids all the time. So she probably deserves a break. I'm being a little judgy there. Sorry. Oh no, Sakura. What is it with her and getting scared by the Kagamihara kids? You know what? Deer would sound like that. What's with her and getting scared by the Kagamihara girls? Yes, she was, to be honest. No, she drove out really far late at night. She does. I'm liking it. This is adorable. This is some really like sweet moments. I'm really enjoying this. Trying to find signal. Oh my god. They're idiots. Don't make me. That girl was right. Oh, she's waving her to like move over. Come to a stop. You know she sent one to you too, sweetie. This is one fun development. I'm loving this. Rinchan being taken care of by the Kagamihara sisters. That's adorable. Aww. Their tent's really cool because they have a sleeping section and then they have like a spiral outdoor tent. Wow, what a squishy episode. I love this. Oh, look at that. That soft haze over the light of the city. That's nice. Oh, and the way they twinkle like the stars. Mmm. Is that it? by so quickly. What? That ended like that. That was so fast. How is this already over? I just really, I was thinking about this quite a bit. Is that I love through meeting Nadeshiko, that fated meeting that day. That fated her, you know. Again, if she hadn't fallen asleep on the way to their new house, she wouldn't have bothered to go to the bus stop. If she hadn't fallen asleep because she was so tired and exhausted, she wouldn't have met Rin. I mean, so many things have kicked off because of Deshiko. And, the way that she's being loved and taken care of by the Kagamihara family. How soft. I mean, Sakura is just so soft and loving. Like, the whole bloody family is just adorably loving. And how, like, I love how, Nadeshiko's dad was like, here's some extra, like, a lot of extra money. Get her, like, Rin's been so good to you. Get her, like, the best of the best in terms of the eel. Which, for that scene, it was like, whoa. But, like, the relationship there and just how soft and kind of the cuteness and the development here of Sakura and Rin's relationship, all because of their mutual deep love for Nadeshiko and vice versa. So that is absolutely adorable. I love it so much. This show is so great. Oh! Oh no. I like how Anna, though not part of the club, is hanging. Oh, that's nice. Is hanging out with the club because. Okay, because Deshiko's always but she's busy with work. This is weird. Ai has the strangest. Isn't she the one who like makes up the Shimabun signs? What did I expect? Wow, 300,000. Oh, winter's end and the day of departure. Oh, so now we're moving into spring. That's really cool. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that was an absolutely amazing episode. It went by way too quickly. Like, way too quickly. That was insane. But it does look like that we've reached the end of the middle point of the show. We're entering into the last arc of the second season. Gosh, I hope we get a third season. I really do. This show is so good. And it's so popular and so fun that I don't see why they wouldn't do a third season unless they were out of material or whatever, because people love this show so much. I really do kind of enjoy it, and I think we've experienced this a lot, is that there's definitely more dynamic camera movements, but also having way more fun with the animation style and the aspects. I mean, we saw this earlier in the season with the whole, Rin's eyes coming out, and she saw how expensive the eel was, and just I mean everything. It's like in little aspects like that. Some of the more dynamic camera movements I actually just started noticing in the intro. I forgot to pay attention to what Rin's phone what she had on her phone, because that was something that also is changed throughout this intro. But I have absolutely enjoyed this show. That episode went way too fast. I love the development and the sweetness and the kind of the hanging of Sakura and Rin's relationship, and I love the moments where she was like, hey, why don't you come to town, I'll buy you dinner, because they kind of, both of them have sort of upheaved their plans. I mean, Rin was going to go camping and she traveled really far to keep an eye on Nadeshiko. Sakura was already home and then chose to drive to go see where Nadeshiko is because they care about her so much. That was hilarious when you saw the way Sakura ran, just like Rin did. Now the sound was definitely Rin. I don't know if Sakura made any sounds. She's pretty quiet still, but still the panic and the way she moved was hilarious. We're definitely seeing the more goofy side of Sakura, which is a reminder that yes, she's a bit more stoic and a bit more kind of like subdued in her reactions, kind of like her mother is, but she's still a big goofball just like the entire rest of the family is. She's just a bit quieter in it because she's a bit more introvert, so everything's a bit more quieter for her. But I love how like their connection and their mutual love for Nadeshiko has helped them kind of connect and sort of be okay with each other. last episode was a little awkward for them as they were getting to know each other. Oh, but I'm sure that moment between Sakura and Rin is going to be really adorable and sweet, and we also aren't going to get to see it because it's what I love also about the show is that we kind of get the idea that these characters are hanging out together outside of camp or in other times. Part of it's like we don't have time to get to everything, but there are some moments that are almost the way it's written, and it's almost like these are moments that are meant for the characters and not for us. We get to enjoy, we kind of get to hang out with them, enjoy their lives. So I guess some shows that are a bit more same thing with the humor. The humor isn't a joke meant like they aren't playing jokes to get us to laugh. It's they're joking around with each other, and we happen to be hanging out with them. So the humor is very situational and kind of like the jokes they would make between a friend. Like last season when Aki was like, "Are we shipping me somewhere? Where am I going?" Just other little things like that, like the joke there. For this episode, it was more of like the fact that the carrots had turned out. Carrots actually cooked pretty quickly. The carrots had been overcooked and really bitter. And so they were gross, but yet Nadeshiko and the brother were still eating it, even though it was disgusting. And then part of the joke was also like having the dad eat it, and he was like, "Oh, it's a little better." And so it was more of a situational humor kind of stuff that it wasn't meant for the audience, it was meant for each other, but we get to enjoy it with them. And that's part of what people also love about this show is that it isn't a joke meant to get haha laughs. It's kind of like, it's funny because of just the situation, the relationships, and just kind of, yeah, they're living their lives and we get to be a part of the moments that they are willing to share. It kind of has that feel to it. And some of the really good slice of life. I've never really encountered a bad slice of life anime. If there are ones that are like not very good, let me know. But what's great about especially this humor for this anime in particular is that most of the jokes really are jokes amongst the characters, and the audience gets to be a part of it. And they're really kind of funny situational moments, like last season and they also are very clever with their jokes. Like last season with the, I guess they were corgis, maybe. No, they weren't corgis. They were. Oh, I forget the name of that particular Japanese breed. But you know the joke I'm talking about, when the dog like almost hit Rin and it kind of went boom, stop, and then the second one, the leash was too long and actually hit Rin. So it kind of like played up like that was going to be the joke, and then it kind of like was like, nope, that was the punchline, but I kind of like waited for it. I don't know. It's little moments like that just make it really enjoyable. I love the moment where like we're gonna get the city, mainly the city view, but then Nadeshiko was like, oh no, and so we, the audience, also got cut off from the view. Like, wow, we wanted to see it too, so it was a bit of a tease that way. And even then, we got to see the beauty of the entire view, because really from where Nadeshiko was originally, she could probably only see the city, which is a very urban view. So what's cool about getting kind of a tease of that is like getting cut off is actually now we get to see the real beautiful view. Like, yes, here's the city, but here's the gorgeousness of the lake next to it. And so that's the real view. So I love kind of the drop of the music and the teasing of the scene like that. I love seeing how like goofy and how dorky Sakura is. And you know, she's so soft and sweet, and she kind of, I mean, this Kagamihara family is so loving and adorable, and I love them, and they just love Onrin so well. She's so well loved by this family, and I absolutely love it. They're all so frippin' genuine, and they're adorable. What's great about Nadeshiko is her energy and her willingness to share, and her extrovertedness is so genuine. It's just really a part of her because she's so loving and she's so willing to share. She finds where Nadeshiko, where Rin kind of enjoys sharing things with. Here's what I read this one time on Tumblr of all places, which is usually a hot mess of just monsters, but I kind of love this, and I didn't say that, but the idea is that introverts, we kind of get energized off of really intimate, connecting one-on-one relationships and interactions, and we kind of are drained in big group activities, which is why, you know, Rin, it's good for her, and it's good for introverts to have those group activities and get out into the public. It's good for them to do that, but it's not, they can't handle it all the time. It's kind of draining on them, and that's true of Rin. That's why she kind of, majority of the time, she's solo camping and versus group camping, and then Nadeshiko is the reverse. where, you know, as an extrovert, she is really energized by sharing things in groups, by being in groups. She doesn't really like being alone. Very often, she kind of really enjoys and part of it might be because she has a sister and a very bubbly family, whereas Rin is an only child, and she really has these very quiet parents and kind of very quiet grandpa. So part of it might be just how they're raised, but what's beautiful about, you know, in Nadeshiko, she is this kind of wonderful extrovert. She gets energized off these group things, but now through her interactions with Rin, she is learning to actually be a bit more, not introverted, but learning to be okay with being by herself. And she explicitly states that I want to learn kind of where you are, where I want to learn how to be okay by myself. And even then, Nadeshiko, like Rin said, Nadeshiko is always making friends, so the fact that she gets to, you know, that was great. She got to share with that, and that's kind of the beauty of Nadeshiko, is that part of her extrovertedness and her energized, just how genuine and loving she is. She comes from a very genuine, loving family. And so it is sweet how we do have these moments of kind of, and Anna's an extrovert too. She loves to sleep, and she loves her, you know, nap times, pretty much. But she's an extrovert, and it's funny because it does seem like she's one of those relationships, especially with Anna and Rin, where it's like Anna was like, you know what, I like you, you're gonna be my friend, and Rin was like, no, that's not happening, and I was like, yes, it is. So they probably know each other for a long time, and Anna kind of adopted her in, but sometimes that happens. But it really is through Nadeshiko and kind of her bubbliness and lovingness and kind of just her natural personality that that Anna and Rin kind of reached a new level in their friendship, with Anna being interested in what Rin does, with kind of, you know, connecting with Aki and Ao, who are kind of a best friend duo, and kind of pulling them in as well. And then also through Rin just being loved on by the Kagamihara family. So I kind of really love how the fact that Nadeshiko and her pure herness is this beautiful kind of magnet that just draws people in. And she doesn't necessarily drew Rin in. She kind of had to pursue Rin to a certain degree, as sometimes that happens with extroverts and introverts. But she kind of realized right off the bat they were very self-aware, kind of their personalities. We saw that right at the beginning of season 1, where Rin kind of apologized for her reaction to what Nadeshiko was trying to do, and Nadeshiko realized, you know, I can tend to be a little bit pushy, so I'm sorry about that. So we kind of see this kind of mutual respect and love for each other that kind of has allowed Rin to blossom in a new way, and Nadeshiko to kind of be a bit more introspective in a few ways, which is kind of fun. That's all I've got to say, and I actually said a lot. So thank you so much for watching. We are only a handful of episodes left, and then we're done. And don't forget that after we're finished with Anime Thursday with A Place for the Universe and this show as well, is that we will dive into a longer series titled Hibike Euphonium. So that's going to be interesting. That one's a couple seasons, and it also has some movies under its belt, which means I gotta get some movies watched, I guess. Same thing with Violet Evergarden, which I did react to a while back, so go check that out. And then, of course, once Sanitation Classroom comes to an end, we'll be diving into Mob Psycho 100, and at the same time we dive into Mob Psycho 100, we will also be diving into My Hero Academia as well. Mob Psycho 100 will be on Mondays instead of Wednesdays, like Assassination Classroom is. So it'll be Mob Psycho Mondays. And My Hero Academia will premiere 2 days after its typical premiere date. So if it comes out on Saturdays, we'll have My Hero Mondays as well. And then Music Mondays, which is a couple of music videos every other week. Because I realized doing it every week was a bit much, but every other week I can do. So there's that. And then, of course, Superman and Lois is coming to an end. I am playing major catch-up on that series. Gosh darn it. And then eventually Supergirl will come back. If I can find my third disc for 101 will come back. So it's busy. For sure, but I'm trying my hardest to kind of be consistent as best I can. Thankfully, having a very consistent schedule allows me to do that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.